Hello, I'm Hayden Jamerson from the WNC Strong Youth Service Corps, and today we're with Stephen Marlor from French Broad Electric. He's a fiber optic technician, and he's just going to talk to you a little bit about what he saw during the hurricane. And I want to start out by saying thank you to all the people from the electrical side, French Broad, that spent countless hours. I mean, and nobody outside of that would really know just the hard work that it took to restore power to the communities here in Western North Carolina. So, Stephen, we're very appreciative of you and your fellow workers that devoted countless hours to helping us. So, thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, Hayden. I appreciate you inviting me in here to talk to you this morning or this afternoon. I don't know exactly what to elaborate on. I guess you're just gonna have to hit me with questions.
Okay. So if you were to provide like a summary of, all right, the flood hits that Thursday, and then those first couple of weeks right after that, what did your life look like for those first couple of weeks after the flood?
The first night it happened, when the storm came in and when everything started going out, we just was taking it as, I mean, we didn't take it lightly. We was prepared for a lot, but we wasn't prepared for what was coming. We've never had a storm as devastating as this has been, from our power side to our fiber optic side. The first couple of days we worked here in Madison County, and on our system on the French Broad side over here, we worked for the first 3-4 days getting our stuff restored and back on. We didn't get hit near as hard as the guys over in Burnsville and Yancey County did at the EMC over at the French Broad over there. But it was, what started out as it always does, is it's a storm. We're going to jump in here. We're going to get things built back. We're going to put things back up. We're going to get people's power back on. We'll be back on with our families, couple days, and it turned out to be not what I was expecting, because once we got done here and started hearing what was going on over in Yancey County, it just went from 0 to 160. Just they had so much devastation over there. When we got our side done here, we went over and started working with those people. It was with those linemen, and it was us. It was just us. We had no contractors or nothing in here, and then we realized how big and how bad it was and how devastating it was to the communities. We started calling people in to help us, and our employees are by far our most valuable resource. We've got all kinds of machines, and we've got all kinds of track machines and trucks and tracos, and we got all kinds of equipment to do stuff with, but without the manpower to use them, and without the manpower, there's places we couldn't even get to with any of this stuff we've got. And it took days to just cut our ways into places, just to clean roads up, to get 2 power lines. And once we realized how bad it was, we just had to start back up and punt. And we started assessing certain people to do certain jobs, and then our contractors came in, and we were assessing the power lines, this pole, that pole, what assemblies go on them, this one's broke, we need another one here. We'll just start riding the line out, and we started getting our feeders back on first, and then we started riding our tap lines back out. But it was not a small feat at all.
Not at all. So you mentioned those contractors coming in, they were big help. So where did those guys come from?
Those guys came all the way from Jones Onslow EMC down in the eastern part of the state. We had guys, actually had guys from Canada in and out of here, places that we seen that were working. There were multiple companies.
Right, yeah.
People, not just co-op employees that usually help us get our system built back, but these were contractor employees from different states. They were just, it was amazing. It was just, and without that, we was working 14, 16 hours a day, getting a little bit of sleep, going back to work the next day. They were, even the ladies in the office here they were on top of things, because they were having meals prepared for us in the evenings, meals prepared first thing in the mornings. When we came back to work, we didn't have to worry about none of that stuff. They were bringing food out to us during the day if we didn't have nothing with us. They were making sure us and all the contractors were fed, because it's not just the lineman that does this. It's actually the whole people, and it's the community, and it's the love, and it's just it's a God thing.
That's right. Amen. Yeah.
Those people that let us use their equipment, had dozers, tracos, whatever, wherever we were. If you guys need this, we need to get a road in here. We'll get on it. We got to go do something else. Here's the keys to it. You go ahead and do what you need to. You got your own operator, and we would build roads. I don't know. It's just like a big family that came together at working backer, like back in the day when you used to work backer. I remember that as kind of as a reference, because that's when all the family came together, and you made things happen, and you got stuff done.
Yeah, that's great to see. People from all across the United States coming in to help us. You wouldn't, necessarily think that would happen. Then something, as catastrophic as Helene, and then seeing them come in with so much support and help and effort, from just my perspective, I saw that. I mean, that's big help to y'all.
And they were guys that came in here, I spoke with Jones Onslow. I know some of those guys down there, but they came in here. It wasn't just them, it was other people too. But they would come here and, they would be assigned to, well, you're going to go up there and work for a week, and then you're going to come back home. Their families were waiting on them at home too, and the hurricane hit the coast as well as it did come up through here, but not near as bad as it got us. And but they were like, no, we're going to stay another week. We won't stay. We want to work. It was just that drive that just kept pushing, and it's everybody. And I mean, we're still building back.
Oh yeah.
We've got everybody back on, but we're still building back, fixing broke poles, stuff that's got Band-Aids on them. And as far as our fiber optic side goes, a lot of that we just got built. That we had just built the fiber optic to these remote places over there, and then it's on the ground. So we had to really, once everything got power side built back up, we went back and started redoing the fiber again, and it's still a process.
Yeah. So what does that kind of look like now? As we were about a year past the hurricane. I mean, so there's a lot. The jobs you're on right now that were from the hurricane. So a lot of work still going.
There's still a lot of work going on towards that stuff that's being repaired. As far as the fiber optic side goes, on my end of things and on our end of things with the fiber, we've got most of it built back and back on track with getting it installed and getting all our splicing done and starting to get the home installs done to the members back to their houses and stuff that they didn't have.
Okay.
And this has played a big part in the remote areas. There's places that still had dial-up. There's places that didn't even have dial-up internet. Wow. And I mean, you know what that's like. I'm assuming as far as anybody else does. And this fiber optics is a big game changer in our communities. And with these grants we was able to get, my boss man Nathan Huff, he was able to apply for grants and we started doing this probably, I'm gonna say about 8 years ago. I started working with him when he came to me and asked me if I wanted to start doing some fiber optic with him, and but he started putting in for grants, and it just worked, and we was able to provide it to the communities at affordable costs, and it's good service too. It's not secondhand. It's just they call us and we come fix it, or we help them over the phone. We've got good guys in here that works and does that too. So.
Okay, good. But yeah, thank you for just kind of providing just a snapshot, for everybody about what that was like. There's a couple of weeks after the storm, but Stephen, I know we've kind of already talked about this, but if you were to provide some advice or to encourage another community that maybe face something similar to what we faced with Helene, what would you tell them? What would be your advice to them? Or maybe from the, electrical side of things, how could they maybe assess that a situation? What would you say to them?
I don't know that there's anything that I could say, because something that devastating, and I'm going to guess it's the community you live in.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people pull together through this that was maybe on not so good terms to begin with each other, but came together and worked with each other and helped things. And I know, and I'm going to throw this out there, and I don't know if you'll use it or not, but I know you interviewed a guy, Justin Gillespie, back of this. He goes to church with me, and we done some mission work through the church and stuff, and he was delivering a few things over in the communities over there and was giving stuff to people. And he actually had, I mean, this isn't, I'm not saying these people are backwoods, but I mean, it's just real country folk. And those people, before he left there was one guy tried to get him to take a smoke or a cured ham out of the woodshed, that he had hung and out of the smokehouse, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But he was trying to give him a piece back, because it's just that kind of community pulls together. And if anything, you need to pull together and help one another.
Well, thank you. That's encouragement for everybody. Lean on one another, help one another when you can. But we certainly saw that through Helene. It was a terrible circumstance, but you saw, a lot of good out of people, and a lot of good things come from it, and the Lord used it.
And they're still good. Ways. They're still good coming out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Stephen, thank you for coming on and talking and just sharing your story about the hurricane. And we do just thank you again for your time and effort that you put in, continue to put in to make sure we got power and we're taken care of. So it means a lot. Thank you.
Well, Hayden, I appreciate you talking to me. Appreciate your interest in this and as well as your interest in the ministries and stuff that you're talking about doing later on in life. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. That's encouraging to me. This has been episode 5 of Hope After Helene with Stephen Marlor.